Welcome everyone to this week's strength workout. I'm Agnieszka, I'm a clinical exercise physiologist, and I'll be taking you through this week's workout. It is a whole body workout, and today's focus is really stability. Stability through our movements and creating stability in an unstable position. And how we'll achieve that is by challenging ourselves with single-sided work, unstable surfaces, and us having to stabilize against that. So it'll be a challenge in a whole different way. It's not overly heart rate heavy today. You're not going to feel a high increase in your heart rate. Maybe in some movements, but overall not. It's going to be a lot of fatigue on those muscles and stabilizers trying to regain. And we're really also going to be focusing on joint position as well throughout the movement. So a great one to get in on. If you have any injuries or limitations, please make sure you work around them today. Do not work through pain in your movements. Take the adaptation. There are modifications for exercises to make them a little bit easier or to challenge them and advance them a little bit as well. We are going to be working together throughout the whole workout today. So we'll be doing each exercise together on the same time. So if you need extra breaks, take them and just jump back in with us when you can. If you need to do less repetitions, do that and jump in with us when you can. Any health conditions that you have not previously spoken to a doctor or an exercise physiologist about and you're not sure you should be doing this workout, please make sure you go do that first and come back to this video at a later time. So just before we get into our warm-up here, which will happen right away, I'm just going to take you through some equipment that we're going to be using today. So I've got a fair amount of things around me. I've got my mat on my floor. Always want some good space to do the exercises in. I've got bands. I've got a few options again. You don't need all of them. I have a tubing band with handles, a resistance band here, handy for some of the exercises we're doing, but it can all be accomplished with this lovely long TheraBand. So this is just a nice resistance band, just an elastic. It can do everything the tubing band can do, and it can also do everything that these mini bands can do. So these are just looped bands, again, just resistance bands, but I can always tie off my TheraBand into a loop for the points where we use this. I think we're just using them in one of our warm-up exercises anyhow. The other thing I have this pad. This is a balance pad. So this is going to be one of the ways I create instability so that I can work on my stability. You don't need a balance pad, but if you have one handy, that's fantastic. Other things you can use, Bosu balls, wobble boards, those might be more challenging, so you may have to adapt. Otherwise, what works really well is just a bath towel. Fold up a nice big bath towel. The more you fold it, and the softer the surface, the more unstable it is. The less you fold it, the more stable it is. So you can modify your challenge there, all by using a towel, maybe two towels if you really need a softer surface, something a little bit more challenging. Last pieces of equipment, I've got a couple pairs of dumbbells laying here on the floor. I've got a 15 pound and a 10 pound. I don't need them. There's just a couple options to use dumbbells over bands in this workout, so pick your poison really. And last but not least, you can see I've got my spin bike here. I'm not riding it. I'm just using it to tie my bands off so I can hook a band around it, and it's not going to move on me when I put tension on it. So just find something stable that will allow you to get a band to about belly button height, chest height, hooked around it. It's not going to move. Stair railings, posts in your house, dinner table legs, spin bikes, treadmills, whatever you might have around that you can do that with. Otherwise, that's all you need. So, and a chair. Sorry, I do have a chair here as well, kitchen table chair. That works great. We are going to be using it for one of our positions, plus as modifications throughout the workout. Or if you have a workout bench, that works just as well. So we're going to get right into our warm-up here. So I want everyone to join me in a nice gentle walk. Now, if you do happen to have that cardio equipment around, go ahead and use that for this portion of the warm-up. This is kind of our aerobic cardio warm-up. We're only going to be here for a couple minutes. So nice easy walk to start. You can add a nice arm swing in. You can work on a higher knee or a faster pace depending what you need. Your warm-up should not feel hard. You're just starting to prep the body for the work it's about to do. We're starting to increase our heart rate a little bit, increase blood flow to our muscles, get a little heat in the body. And then as well, we're taking this time to just mentally prepare for the work we're about to do. So lots of benefits to a warm-up. I always say, if you watch any of my videos, don't skip it. Take the time, even if it's a few minutes, do your warm-up. As you start to get a little warmer here, again, you can pick up the pace, you can turn this into a jog whatever you need to get that feeling. By the end of this warm-up, if you feel like you're huffing and puffing and you're working hard, you work too hard during your warm-up and you need to ease off. After we're done this portion, we're going to go right into our mobility work. So we're warming up our hips, our spine, our shoulders. From there, we're going to have 3 activation exercises. We're going to do 1 set of each. We're really going to turn on all our muscles before we get into our main work. The reason being, we want everything activated and ready to go because these movements are a little bit more challenging. They're slower. Again, we're creating that instability to build stability today. So we're just going to make sure everything's ready to go. Again, you should be starting to feel a little warm here. Heart rate's increasing, whether you're walking, whether you're jogging, riding a bike, treadmill, whatever that might be. We're going to go for another 30 seconds or so here, and then moving into our mobility work. Again, throughout today's workout, we're working together. So I'll do a demo of the exercises before we get into them, of course. However, then we're just going to go ahead and do them all together at once. So just take the breaks that you need in between. If we're moving too fast or doing too many reps, just adjust to what you need. Make this workout your own. If you need to skip an exercise, that's okay. All right, so from here, make sure you have your water handy too. We'll go right into some leg swings. So have a wall or your chair nearby, something to help you with balance. Warming up those hips. You're gonna stand up nice and tall. Take those shoulders, roll them down and back. Get a nice posture going. Engage your core just a little bit. Belly button to spine. Pull that pelvis up towards those ribs. You're going to stand on one leg while the other swings. And you can join me now. My swing is from my hip, not from my back. So notice I only go as far back as my hip can extend, not what my back can do. Already, I'm standing on one leg here. So what do I have to do? I have to look at my knee, make sure it's lined up with my toes, make sure that my toes pointed forward, and I'm already nice and stable just in my warm-up exercise. And this swinging leg, that should just feel really nice, getting that hip loosened off and moving. Let's switch sides now. So meet me now. Other side, same movement. Go ahead, use something for balance. You really want to focus on getting that hip open. A little bit less on challenging your balance. Tall posture, looking forward. I have a bad habit to look down. I'm sure many of you do as well. Try and always remember to look forward when you're standing up nice and tall. That's going to help align your spine. Good. From here, we're going to go into some hip openers, hip circles, standing. So again, you can have an object to stabilize against. Tall posture. Stabilize on one leg. One knee comes up towards your chest as high as it can go. Opens out to the side only as far as your hip can go. You come back in and you bring that foot down. I'm just going to use my chair for a little bit of balance support. So meet me now, high knee, opening up for that hip, closing back in and back down. And we're going to repeat this about 8 or so times per side. Notice when I open, I'm not twisting my whole body to get further. Again, I'm really working within the range of my hip here and not compensating through the other parts of my body. Let's go one more time on this side again, trying to look forward. Don't take after me, looking down, switching sides. Other knee comes up nice and tall. I'm stable on my other leg, opening that hip up to where it goes, coming back in and down. One side might feel different than the other. That's okay. I know I always feel a little bit more open on my left than my right. Taking this opportunity to get in tune with your breath. So inhaling deeply, exhaling fully. You're going to want to use that throughout the workout today. And engaging your core. So again, even in these warm-up positions, get a nice tight center so you're stable. That's going to become very important through our movements today. From here, we're going to be getting down on the ground. We're going to be getting our adductors and hips further opened up. If you have your balance pad, folded up towel, whatever object you are using, you're going to want this for your knee. It's just not as comfortable on the ground to be on your knee. Or fold up your mat partially. You're going to have one knee on the pad or towel. Bring the other foot straight out. This leg is straight. My toes are pointing forward, and my foot is down on the ground. However, if this is too intense of a stretch for you, either bring it in or come up onto your heel. That's okay. So you should already feel a nice pull here. Then we're going to sit back into it. So sitting our hips back towards our heel. Now we're going to sit ourselves back up nice and tall. And now we're going to fall forward onto our hands and drop our hips open. So I fall forward on my hands, drop my hips open towards the ground. I'm going to bring myself back up into that tall position. Sit back towards my heel. Back up to center. Back down, opening those hips. Good. So meet me now if you haven't already. We're going to do a few per leg here. Getting everything open and moving, very important, so you can get into good positions through your movements. Reduce your risk of injury, and quite honestly, more bang for your buck. You do your movement better, you get more effect from it. Good. We're going to work on switching legs. I'll show you what it looks like from the side. On this side, same thing. I have my knee on. I bring my leg straight out. Foot on the ground or heel on the ground. Sit myself back up towards my heel. Bring myself back up. Fall forward onto my hands. Drop that hip towards the ground. Really open up. Coming back up into tall position. Sitting back. And repeating. So join me now. If you haven't already. Again, one side might feel different than the other. That's okay. Working within your body's abilities. Maybe you're just holding the stretch because you found that moving backwards and forward was just a little too much for you. That's okay. Let's just do one more full one. Coming down, dropping our hips, bringing our knees back together. Do a little bit of thoracic mobility here. Simple cat-cow movement. On your knees and hands. Hands are right under your shoulders. Knees are right under your hips. Pull those shoulders down so they're pulled away from your ears. You've got a little engagement through your shoulder blades. Nice straight back, engage center. Curl up your toes if you'd like, or relax them on the ground. As you inhale, rounding your back, rounding, not arching, like you're an angry cat. As you exhale, come back to neutral, and if you'd like, add an extension, looking up and arching your lower back a little bit. Breathe in, round. Exhale, neutral or extension, looking up. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, arch or round. Can't get my words straight. Exhale, neutral or looking up and extension. Couple more times. Big inhale, nice rounding. Exhale, neutral or extend. One last full one, working with our breath here. Inhale, round, exhale, neutral, or extend. We're going to do a quick snow angel type movement to get our shoulders moving, our shoulder blades moving. We're just going to do it laying today. You can do this against a wall if you want a little bit more challenge. Your warm up, however, I'll just do it laying down on the ground. I'm just going to lay myself nice and flat. Feet planted on the ground. Arms out. And go through a motion as if you were a child making a snow angel. Taking your shoulders to that full range. Keep your ribs pushed towards the ground. You don't want to push your ribs up and flare them up because then you're extending from your back. And the motion when you're getting that range is actually more from your spine rather than your shoulder. And we're focusing on warming up our shoulders here. So push those ribs into the ground. Maybe you don't have full range, you can't get all the way over, you can't finish those wings. That's okay, I've got my bands in my way here. We're just going to move through where your range is. If it's to here, that's okay, move back down. So let's do a few more here. Just getting a nice bit of warm up, a little bit of mobility in those shoulders, this should feel good. Notice my arms stay along the ground, I got the range to do that. If you don't, and you're hovering above the ground, this is as far as you can get, that's okay. Work with what you've got. 3 more times here, nice full ranges. Notice I'm bringing my elbows all the way in towards my ribs and coming all the way overhead just because I can. And my ribs are pressed towards the ground here. Good. Perfect. So slowly rolling yourself up onto all fours. We're going to be heading right into our 3 activation exercises. We have 1 set of each. Turning everything on, we're starting with our hips, our glutes, our quads. If you have mini bands, you can do this with mini bands for a little extra activation, or tie off your TheraBand. 1 or 2 bands. 2 is harder. If you're using 2, the harder band goes around your legs, just above your knees. And if you need, have a seat in a chair to put these on so you're not stumbling around like I am. Second band, if you're using a second one, goes around your feet, around your ankles. Option, 1 band around your knees or no bands. All is good. Take a tall stance, pull your shoulders back, and meet me now because we're going to do this together. Get a tight center, belly button towards spine, pull that pelvis up towards those ribs. It's like you're nice and braced. If you had to take a punch to the stomach, you could. Hopefully no one's doing that to you, but that's the feeling you have. Before I move, I have a stance that's a little wider than hip distance. I have tension on those bands. I'm going to push my knees out against those bands, create even more tension. I'm going to do a squat here, just as low as I can go in this warm-up. Come back up, straight leg, step out to the side against that band, bring the other leg back in. Not fully, I still maintain tension on my band. Squat here, come back up, step in, squat. Meet me now if you haven't already. We're going to do about 6 or so per side, maybe a little bit more. We'll see how those glutes are feeling. That's what we're turning on. Glutes, leg muscles. You should feel this in your outer hip and into that booty. That's the goal. Keep tension on those bands. Push those knees out against those bands to activate those glutes. Hopefully you find that as you go, your squats are starting to feel a little bit more mobile. You can get a little deeper into them. And let's switch directions. Same thing, opposite direction. Step out, always maintain tension on the bands. Notice I never lose tension. Those glutes are starting to talk to you, I hope anyhow. You're still focusing on a nice tight core. My pressure's through my heels, balls of my feet, not my toes. And if my upper body bends over my legs, comes forward, that's okay. My back's not rounding. My back is straight when I come into that position. Squat. Step out. 1 more squat. Good. If you need to have a seat to take your bands off, do so. But we're going to pop them off. That should already be feeling like you got just a little bit warmer. Muscles are talking to you a little bit. Water when you need it. You're going to grab your band. TheraBand or tubing, whatever you have. Hook it around your stable object. So either you're tying it off, if it's a TheraBand, if you have the handles, you can hook one through the other and get it nice and tight off here. Step away, create tension. Again, meet me now. I'm going to take a good solid stance. Toes are forward. Feet are a little wider than hips. Sorry. Knees lined up with toes, not falling in and not caving out. Okay? Pull my shoulders down and back, engage through my center. I'm going to bring my elbow in tight, and at 90 degrees, and it's right along my body. Tension's coming from that direction, I'm moving in that direction. I'm going to externally rotate out and back in. And that's all. If you want to add a challenge, rotate out to neutral, twist your palm up to the ceiling, create an uppercut movement, back down and in. I'm going to choose the rotation with the uppercut for a few repetitions. Hopefully you've already joined me. My shoulder stays down away from my ear. My shoulder blades are set. This is challenging. We're really warming up the rotator cuff, some smaller stabilizing muscles. This gets tough. One more repetition here. Either you're just externally rotating or you're adding in that uppercut. Switching arms, I'm going to turn my back to you to do so. Same thing, take a good stance. Toes forward, knees lined up. Shoulders pulled down and back, engage through your shoulder blades, tighten up that tummy. Elbows along the side of my body at 90 degrees. Either I'm just doing external rotations and back in, as far as I can go, or I'm rotating to neutral, palm up, adding in that uppercut. You choose what's right for you in this warm-up. Uppercut, my elbow ends up at shoulder height. I'm controlling all throughout. The band is not taking over and winning. Couple more repetitions here. Bringing it down, relaxing those arms. Last warm-up activation exercise. Grab your chair or your bench. A little bit of core activation. You're going to have a seat on the edge. Sit up nice and tall. Again, pull those shoulders down. Tighten up that center before we go here, right? You're braced for a punch. Take your hands, place them under your bum, fingers pointing forward. Again, reset those shoulders. So take a big breath in, roll them down and back, hold here. Once you're ready, you're going to meet me. My feet are planted on the ground, knees about 90 degrees. I'm just going to walk my hips off the bench, and we'll hold this position. So just a little core activation, little upper body activation for sure. We're going to hold it for about 45 seconds. Let's go now. You're just slid off the bench. Notice my shoulders did not change position. They did not come up to my ears. My back did not round. I'm just holding this nice tall position. It's subtle, but you'll start to notice that little bit of feeling in your center where it's working to hold you. Your legs, you might feel your legs. Squeeze your bum cheeks for a little extra stability here. Your arms, your wrists, you'll start to notice that. If this is not friendly on your wrist, you can go into a regular plank by all means. Keep holding, breathing through. Check in with your breath, check in with your engagement through your center. Notice I'm not moving through this position. I'm really maintaining nice and stable. Just holding it. Keep holding and coming off. So we did it for a minute. So a little extra. That's okay, a little bonus. From here, take a moment, take some water if you need it, whatever you need. We're going to be going right into our first two exercises. Again, we're going to be working together. I'm just going to go through the movements first. We have what's known as a split squat with an elevated foot, okay? We can take the elevation out of this. This creates, again, a lot of instability, a lot of balance support that you need to add in and stabilizing through your muscles. In order to do that, you need strength. You need good activation patterns, so good connection from here to the muscles to turn them on in the right pattern at the right time. Good joint stability. And good balance in the sense of being able to be aware of yourself in space and adjust to that. So a few components. How we're going to do this. I'm going to show you from the side and then from the front. Your chair or your bench. Chair, preferably put it against the wall so it can't move. You're going to take a step a good distance away from that object. You might need something here to help you balance. Swing one foot up onto that chair, toes curled under, not foot flat on the chair. You might need to hop yourself forward here. You want a good distance between your legs so that when you're doing the movement here, you can shift your weight back into your back leg. So notice I was just kind of forward a little bit. I took my weight and shifted it into my toes, into my back leg. Spine tall, shoulders pulled back, engage that center. Knees are lined up with toes pointing forward. I'm going to come down, dropping from primarily that back leg. Hold here, 1,000, 2, 1,000, power up. Ball of my foot and heel on the front foot, toes on the back foot. That's where I'm pressing through. Hold, 1,000, 2, 1,000, up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. That's option one. Option 2, take away the chair, turn this into a lunge. You're still in a split stance, okay? Lunge or split squat, however you want to call it. Shift your weight into your back leg, drop, hold, 1,000, 2, 1,000, press up. Ball of your foot, heel, and toes. Tall posture, tight core here. Have something for stability if you need it. Advanced option, take your balance pad or your folded up towel. Drop it out in front. Your front foot is going to be on that pad. Again, use something if you need yourself to help yourself get up onto that bench or chair. You now have a lot of instability under that front foot. Tighten up that center. This is where the core becomes really important. Drop, hold, 1,000, 2, 1,000, press up with that option. So pick your poison, change throughout the sets if you need. We have 8 repetitions per leg, holding for 2 seconds at the bottom, pressing up. That's our first exercise. Second exercise, pull-up press. Take your band around your stable object. You're going to want to hold both ends of the band in one hand that's closest to that object. Wrap the other one around that hand. Step out. Get tension on the band. Set yourself up so your hips are square, pointed forward, as are your shoulders nice and level. Engage that center. This is a core exercise. Hands are belly button height, right in the center as if I had a zipper going down the middle. I'm right midline with my hands. From here, I press out, control back in. Again, you may need to adjust your position. 10 per side. Challenge. You want challenge. You're going to do this on one foot. I'm going to take a little less tension. I'm going to stand on the one foot that's closest to the object. The working side, stabilize, press out, and in. Again, more tension, the harder it is. However, if you're doing this on one foot, resisting that band is going to take a lot of work. So you need to be at this level to do it. This is a little bit challenging for me. If you need less tension, take less tension. That's your modification. You can also do it seated if you prefer. All right, those are 2 exercises. We're working together throughout. Slow and steady. Focus on stability. All right. So meet me now. Let's get into our split squat stance. I've hopped myself forward. I got a good distance between my legs. I've shifted my weight into my back leg. My knees are lined up with my toes and forward. I'm engaged in my center. And let's drop down for rep 1. Hold. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Press up through your heel and your toes. Down we go. Hold. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Press up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Down we go. Hold. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Press up. Good. Coming back down. Hold. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Up. We got 4 more reps on this leg. Dropping down. Hold. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Up. Don't lose your stability. Don't lose your center. Let's drop down. Hold. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Press up. You should be getting tired. 2 more reps. Dropping down. Hold. Quads in the back leg. 1,000, 2, 1,000. They're talking to you. Drop back down. Hold. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Up. Slowly come off. Let's work on switching legs. Again, make sure you have something around you to support you if you need extra support for your balance. Get engaged. When you're ready, let's drop. Hold. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Press up. I'm shifting my weight into my back leg. Drop, hold. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Up. Dropping down. Hold. Coming up. Good. Let's drop back down. Hold. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Press up. We're halfway there on this leg. This should burn. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Press up. I know my legs are talking. And down. Hold. 2, 1,000. Up. We got 2 more repetitions. Regain your stability if you're losing it. Down. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Up. Whew. I am feeling that back leg. Weight in the back leg. Drop. Hold. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Pressing up. Whew. Relaxing those legs. I'm going to give us 15 seconds here between exercises. Grabbing your band. Let's get set up. Okay, step away. Create the tension you need that you can maintain against. You can stabilize against. Find the midline of your body like a zipper. Belly button height, both hands. Pull those shoulders back. Square off your hips. Once you're ready, engage that center. Press forward, back in. Resist that band wanting to pull you in. That's your work here. The band wants to take me this direction. I'm not letting it. The more tension I have, the harder that is to resist. Again, modification, maybe you're standing on one foot doing this. I won't be doing that. I know I don't have that stability, and that's okay. Maybe you're seated in a chair. Maybe you have less tension. Whatever you need. We have 2 more repetitions. You should be feeling your center, not your lower back. You should feel stable through your legs. Let's switch sides. Turning it around. Again, my back is faced to you. Shoulders pulled down. Nice and tight. Square hips. Press forward. Control back in. Working with your breath. Those split squats, I don't know, I found those kind of mean. When you're prepping for the next set in a moment here, as you work through this one, think about if you needed to add challenge or take away challenge. Breathing through, keep those shoulders down away from your ears. Hands midline. Belly button height. One more, press out, back in, relax. Okay, we've got about 30 to 40 seconds recovery here. So take it, enjoy it. I'm going to switch the view so you can see the split squat from the side. Again, your options here is just a lunge stance. Weight in your back leg, dropping down, holding, coming up. You can still add that balance pad or towel in the front foot if you want that instability. Your other option is to have that pad in front during your split squat. Make sure you've got something around you to support you if you need it. Let's work to find that position now. We're going to be going in just a few seconds. Okay, let's get stable, which I'm working on. Tall posture, I'm going to shift my weight to my back leg. Dropping down, hold, 1/1000, 2-1 press up. Through the heel, ball of my foot, toes in the back leg. Drop, hold, 1/1000, 2/1000, press up. Good. Drop down, hold, press up. Good. That balance pad, it's tricky. Press up. Good, we're halfway there on this set. Drop, hold, 1/1000, 2/1000, up. Knees stay forward, lined up with toes. Drop, hold, 1/1000, 2/1000, press up. Good. 2 more reps, hoping I can count. 1/1000, 2/1000, up. I get a little caught up in the burn. Drop, hold, 1/1000, 2/1000, pressing up. Whew. Shake that leg off. Let's work on switching legs. Get your position. Get stable. Maybe you're using a folded up towel if you're adding in the extra balance challenge. Nice and tight through your center, tall through your spine. Alignment with your joints. Drop, hold, 2/1000, up. Good. Nice and tight. Drop, hold, 1/1000, 2/1000, press up. Whew. Good. Drop, hold, 2/1000, up. Dropping down, hold, 1/1000, 2/1000, pressing up. Halfway there. Whew. Readjust your position if you need. If you're on a balance pad, feels pretty unstable. 3 more repetitions. Down, hold, 1/1000, 2/1000, up. 2 more repetitions. Back leg is burning. Hold, 1/1000, 2/1000, press up. 1 more to go. Drop down, hold, 2/1000, up. Whew. Shake those legs off. Mine are talking to me. Whew. Lots of fun. Those legs will be shaky after this. We've got about 15 seconds or so. Get yourself set up for your pal press. Get your band. Collect it in both hands in one hand. Cover with the other hand. Step out, get your attention. Pull your shoulders back. Square them off. Square off your hips. Toes forward. Stable position. Take a breath. Get your tight center. Midline with your body. Press out. Back again. Option here. Do this one-footed with the foot closest to the tension being on the ground, other foot lifting off. Again, if you have that option, that stability, fantastic. I don't. Take less tension if you need it. Do this seated if you need it. You should feel that tension. It's trying to pull you in the other direction, and you're resisting it. Looks like a simple motion. It's a lot harder than it looks. Whew, good, 10 reps. Take a second. Switching sides. Again, take the tension you need. Shoulders back, toes forward, tight center. Pressing out, back in, meet me now. Again, if you need longer breaks, take them. Good, recover. All right, we've got about 30 to 40 seconds here. Take a break, I'm going to. Whew. Okay, we got one more set, the split squat. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do this in lunge position without the elevated foot. So again, option if you need it. Otherwise, foot's elevated, you're in that split squat position. Or take the pad under your front foot for a little more challenge. Shoulders pulled back. Whew. Engage your center so you're not falling over. My weight's in my back leg, on my toes, front foot, heels, ball of my foot. Okay. Take a couple more breaths. We're going in about 5 seconds here. Toes forward, knees lined up, and let's do it. Drop down and hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Press back up and down. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Press back up. Good. Drop. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Push up. Good. Back down. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Press up. Halfway there. Drop down. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Press up. 3 more repetitions. Drop. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Up. Dropping down. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Press up. 1 more to go. Dropping down. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Press up. Shake off that leg. We're switching legs. All right. Take your time. Find your position. Get stable. Most importantly, knees forward, toes forward, shoulders pulled back, tall spine. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, drop. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Press up. Good. Drop. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Press up. Dropping down. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Up. Good. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Halfway there on this leg. Dropping down. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Press up. 3 more reps. Drop. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Up. 2 more repetitions. Pressure's in my heel, ball of my foot. My core is tight. 1 more repetition. Drop. Hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Up. Shake those legs off. They should be talking. Got about 15 seconds or so here before we move on to our last set of pallet press. Get your band ready. Both ends. One hand, other hand covers. Step away, take the tension you want and need. Strong stance, toes forward. Tight center, shoulders pulled down. Square, square hips, square shoulders. Take a breath and let's go. Pressing out. Core is working here. Again, option is one-footed. Good. Turning around, switching sides. Get that tension, get that position. Square hips, square shoulders, tight center, and we're pushing out. 1. We got 10 reps total. Good, relax. Take a recovery. We're going to take a little break here. About 30 seconds. I'm going to give myself as well. And then I'm going to start to demo the other exercises. We're going to be moving into our second circuit. It's going to be down on the ground. Again, should be feeling a little bit of jello in those legs. A little bit of fatigue in that core, but nothing crazy from that perspective. My legs, I know I'm feeling my quads from that first exercise set. Our second exercise is glute bridge with a hold, single leg option, and a chest press down on the ground. So I'll walk you through both. First exercise, glute bridge. You're laying down on your back. The closer your heels are to your bum, the easier it is to get glute engagement. If your knees restrict that, step them out just a little bit so you have less flexion in your knees. My toes are forward. My knees are apart. And I'm actively going to push them out a little bit. That doesn't mean I'm dropping my legs out. I'm just pushing my knees out a little bit to gauge my glutes. Tight center. So I have contact with the ground. Back is on the ground, ribs are against the ground, shoulders are against the ground, so is my head. My hands are going to be placed flat down on the ground. If I put a little pressure into them, it'll help activate my lats, which can also help you with your glutes. Pushing through your heels and ball of your feet, squeeze your booty, core, come on up into a bridge position. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds, okay? Through that 30 seconds, don't lose the glute squeeze. Your legs should start to feel it. Your glutes should start to feel it. Your core will feel it, not your lower back. Option here. If you want a little challenge, bring one foot up, kicking out from your knee, extending. Holding here for 15. My thigh and hip did not lift above the other one. I'm parallel with my leg that's still on the ground. My thighs are parallel. I've extended, lifted my foot off, extended from my knee, and I'm holding for 15, and then I'll try and let you guys know when 15 is, and we'll switch legs, okay? That's your option for challenge. Second exercise, single arm chest press. Do this with a band or a weight. With your band, I'll just have it laying here between my exercises. I'm laying on top of it. It's underneath my armpits, okay? I'm going to grab both handles. Create the tension I want. Feet are in flat against the ground, knees are bent, core is engaged, shoulders are set down, shoulder blades pulled back. My fist is pointing towards the ceiling. My thumbs are pointing towards my head, okay? I've got a neutral grip position. I'm going to punch up with one arm. I bring it back down till my elbow reaches the ground, staying alongside my body and at chest height or just below. If I want more tension, I take more tension. But I'm stabilizing through that shoulder the entire time. I'll do 10 on one arm, 10 on the other. Option, grab your dumbbell. Use a dumbbell here, pressing up and back down. I might give that a go. Okay, here we go. 2 exercises, 30-second glute bridge hold, then chest press. 3 rounds, okay? Add in the single leg if you want. I probably will. So let's come on down. I'm going to set my timer so I keep myself honest here. Get your position. Feet flat on the ground. The closer they are to your heels are to your bum, the easier it is to engage your glutes. Squeeze your booty. Press that back towards the ground, ribs towards the ground, engaging your center, hands flat on the ground. And come on up. Squeeze, and here we go. We're holding for 30 seconds. You can extend one leg. Don't let your hips drop if you're choosing this option. Hold up nice and tight. Your glute of the leg that's still on the ground is going to feel a lot of tension and engagement. 15 seconds, so switch legs. If you're using the one leg option, don't let those hips drop. Keep that glute engaged. Core tight, no pain in your lower back. Good, coming down, relax. Grab your band or your dumbbells. Get yourself set up, feet planted on the ground. Fists pointing towards the ceiling, thumbs towards your head, shoulder blades set down and back. One arm goes at a time, punch up, back down, and here we go. Again, take the tension you need. We're doing 10 repetitions per arm. Don't let that shoulder start coming up towards your ears. You keep that shoulder blade set. That's rep 4. Halfway there on this arm. You will start to feel a little fatigue as you go through this. It's okay that you're not using a heavy load. You're maintaining that shoulder position. That's very important. And if you maintain that position, you'll get fatigue there. One more. Press up. Good. Switching sides. Again, dumbbell or band. Press up. Back down. Keep that shoulder set. Don't let it move. You always end back down with your elbow against the ground in a 90-degree position. Again, my fist is pointing towards the ceiling, my thumb towards my head. My core is engaged, but I have contact with the ground, with my back, with my shoulders, my bum, and my feet. I find this floor circuit a nice break after the other one. 2 more reps. Good. All right, take a couple seconds if you need it. We're going to set ourselves back up for our glutes. So glute bridge. I'm just going to reset. I can keep this timer. Heels towards your bum. Shoulders pulled down. Core engaged. Squeeze your booty before you ever come up. And let's lift on up. Get nice and tight. We're holding here for 30 seconds. Again, if you're doing one leg at a time, you're holding 15 on one, 15 on the other. If you choose that option, don't let your hips drop from one side to the other. That's time to switch legs if you're on a single leg. We're halfway through. Nice tight squeeze. You should feel your legs and glutes by the end of these 30 seconds. You shouldn't really want that timer to keep going. You should want it to end. Good. Coming down nice and easy. Okay. Grab your weight or your band. I'm going to do this option this round with a weight. I'm going to use a 15. Use whatever you have if you're using weights. Nice and press towards the ground. Contact, heels, bum, back, shoulders, head. Fist pointing up towards the ceiling, thumb towards my head. Shoulder blade is set, down away from my ear, and we're punching up. Okay, when you're adding load, you might feel some more tendency to wobble because, again, you have to stabilize against that load and that dumbbell, the way that you are loaded versus a band. So options here for challenging yourself as appropriate. Should feel this one. That's 8 repetitions. Notice I'm still controlling on the way down. I'm not letting that weight drop me down. Last rep. Good. Switching arms. Nice and set. Your shoulders, tight center, and punching up right along the side of your body. Elbows back on the ground at the end in a 90-degree position. Tight center. Slow, controlled movement. Pressing up, nice and controlled. Breathing through your motions. Last repetitions, bringing it down. Good. Take a couple seconds. We're going to get right back into our glute bridge. One more round to go here. Heels towards your bum. Tighten up your center. Squeeze your bum cheeks when you're ready. Let's come on up. We're holding here for 30 seconds if you'd like. Single leg option. Don't let your hips shift and drop. Thighs parallel with each other. Hold it for 15 and we'll switch legs. Trying to make sure I keep us on time here. And don't make you do extra. Good. Switch legs if you have a single leg option. Otherwise, you're just holding and maintaining your glute bridge. You should feel that booty. You should feel those legs talking. Core, again, lower back should not feel discomfort here. Shoulders pushed into the ground and relaxing. All right, grab your band or your weight. We got one more set with our chest press. Set your shoulder down. Tight center. Fist towards the ceiling. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Punching up, controlling back down. Don't let that shoulder lose its position. Don't let the shoulder blade come up. Don't let your shoulder come towards your ears. Breathing through your motions. Two more repetitions here. Might be getting a little fatigued. Good. Bringing it down. Switch sides. Getting yourself nice and set up. 3, 2, 1. And we're punching up. Good. Controlling down. Making sure you're using an appropriate weight for yourself or your resistance band. Keep that shoulder set. Keep that motion controlled. Keep that core engaged. Contact with the ground. One more repetition here, all the way down. Pressing all the way up, bringing it down nice and easy. Good. All right, take a little break. We got one more exercise to get through. That I'm going to go through in just a second. It's going to be a standing single leg exercise. And we're going to be doing a quarter squat single leg, holding for about 30 seconds. Well, for about 30 seconds. Options here are 1, toe forward, okay, knee lined up with toes, always. Pull your shoulders down and back. You can lift your one foot off the ground, hold this position. You don't have to squat into it. If you want to add some challenge, a little bit of instability, you can move your foot out, your foot that's off the ground out and back in. And resist shifting against that. You don't want your knee falling in on your stabilizing leg. You want to try and maintain that joint position. Keep that core. Have something by you for balance if you need it. Challenge it by adding a quarter squat. So sit into it, part way into a squat. Again, hold here. Stabilize that leg. You can add in the abduction with the other leg if you'd like, or just hold here for 30 seconds. One more level to advance it. Take your folded up towel or your balance pad. Do this on that. Same thing. Okay, stabilizing on one leg, shoulders pulled back, tight tummy. Keep your joint, your knee lined up with your toes. You can either do this, just maintaining balance, no squat. Add in a quarter squat, tight center, hold here. Those are your options. We're holding 30 seconds per leg. We're going to do 2 rounds. And then we're done, we stretch it out. All right, I can use my watch here. So let's find our position. Let's get nice and set up. Have something by you if you need a stable object. Shoulders pulled down, tight tummy. If you're using a quarter squat, squat into it now, and let's hold position. Now, if you lose your balance throughout, that's okay. Regain it, come back in to position. It's a lot of work on the stabilizing leg here. Again, I've created a lot of instability having this balance pad. Few more seconds here, and we're going to switch legs. So you can see I lost my balance there. That's okay. I found it again. I kept going. I'm acting with a lot of stabilizers, taking a lot of information and sending motor control signals to activate my muscles at the right time in the right pattern to stabilize against this kind of a position. Again, maybe you're doing this on the ground, maybe you're just doing with the foot lifted off, and maybe you're adding in a little bit of abduction with the hip. I'm not going to do that on the pad. All right, let's find our position. Quarter squat into a single leg. or just holding position. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. This is challenging. It's supposed to be. Resisting that instability. Your foot is working a lot here. Your leg muscles are really talking. Your core, very engaged. Whew. Almost there, about 5 more seconds here. Holding, 3, 2, and relax. Okay, shake those legs off. We got one more set per leg. Pick your option on the pad, towel, on the floor, quarter squat, no quarter squat, whatever you need. Let's get set up. Shoulders pulled down, toes forward, knee lined up with toes. If you're doing quarter squat, get into it now. And we're holding. Tight core. Breathe through it. Get a little deeper into it if you can. Again, maybe you're abducting from the hip while maintaining stability. That's fine. You can add that challenge in. Changing your center of gravity when you do this. A few more seconds and relaxing. Good. All right, let's work on switching legs. Last one, then we stretch it out. So, we haven't gone through a ton of exercises. Find that quarter squat and we're holding. But we've really challenged our stability and balance today. Our ability to regain that stability. Breathing through, we're almost there. About 5 more seconds here. And relaxing. All right, well done. All right, we're going to come down on the ground. We're going to do a few stretches. Let's start with hip flexors. Come down onto your knees. Take a breath. Take a bit of water if you need it. Swing one leg forward into lunge position. Tall spine, shoulders pull back. Back leg, drive that hip forward. You should get a stretch in that back leg. Fall forward just a little bit more. If you want to deepen that stretch, hold here. We're just going to go through a couple stretches, but I encourage you to spend some time on a few more after this. Either watch one of the mobility or stretching videos, do a few on your own that you know. I'm probably going to do a couple extra after this as well. Good, we're holding for a nice solid 30 seconds here or more. You can always hold your stretches longer, but try not to hold them shorter. Good, slowly working on switching legs. Swing the other leg forward, tall position. Drive with that back leg forward. Get a stretch along that back hip, front of the thigh. Getting those hip flexors, a little bit in those quads. And holding. Good, coming out of it nice and easy. Come down on the ground, you can lay on down, or do a little bit glute stretch. Cross one ankle or heel over the opposite knee. If you already have a stretch here, fantastic. You need to intensify. So wrap your hands around behind the opposite leg, bring it forward until you get the stretch you want through your hips and your glutes. And we're just holding. If you have good mobility through your upper back, and you're a little less tight than I am, maybe your head is actually contacting the ground, that's fantastic. Enjoy the work you just did. A lot of control. Muscles should be tired. You might feel your legs tomorrow. Good, slowly bringing the one leg down towards the floor. Relaxing, switching legs. Again, once you cross, if you already have a stretch here, hang out, hold it. If you need to, grab behind the other leg. Pull it forward. I'm just going to enjoy it right here where it feels good. Taking a few breaths here. You did awesome, worked hard throughout that whole session. Enjoy the work that your body just did for you. Good. Slowly relaxing that leg. Roll onto one side. We're going to do a little quad stretch. So come onto one elbow, or you can fully lay on that side, whatever is more comfortable for you. Extend your legs. Bend one leg, grab just above your ankle. Line your knees back up and pull that heel towards your bum. Just to the range you have. If you need to, take your towel, wrap it around your foot, and hold both handles for an assist if you don't have the range to grab your heel. You should feel this right along the front of your thigh through your quads. Laying is a nice way to do it. You take out the balance component, you can just focus on that stretch. Good. Slowly relaxing that leg. You're going to work on switching sides. Again, you can be up on your elbow or down onto your arm with your head. Grab behind just above the ankle. Line your thighs and knees back up. You can see they're nice lined up. I'm pulling my heel towards my bum, getting a nice stretch through my quad. Again, if you need, wrap a towel, pull on that. If you don't have the range to grab your foot yourself. Take a few more breaths here. This will be our last stretch. So thanks for joining me today. Hopefully you enjoyed. Again, always take a few extra moments afterwards, a few more stretches, whatever you feel you need. And then we'll see you next time.